Hey, this is just so Trish, and it's Mama Chat, and it's a very, very late Mama Chat. So we're gonna see if the um, internet works good, and hopefully we won't have any problems. I think I have a slight delay going on, but other than that, there you go. So it is a long-awaited Mama Chat. It's the first Mama Chat of 2018. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Green Gables. Thank you. I miss you guys too. Um, I've been having a rough year. We're just going to hold it at that. I have been having a rough year. Hello, Linda. So I was actually debating this morning if I should do a video, and well, I went to bed last night going, I should do a video and I should do like an update. And well, it's 3:47 my time and it has yet to happen. Hey, Rosalind. Hey, Compass Acres. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Tracy. All right, so I named this one Accountable because I just was blessed with two, well, Instagrams. And I actually got a message yesterday like, are you mama chatting this week? Where are your mama chats at? And it just kind of was like, so come on, are you doing a mama chat? And I'm not gonna lie, if you just seen on Instagram, I was eating this like humongous salad, and I was sitting there eating a humongous salad, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this and go do mama chat. Tracy's here. Okay, virtual hugs from Green Gables. Jessica's like, yay, she's back. Thank you. Catherine says hello. Carrie says hello. Same here. Haven't been able to get on for a while. Pepper and Pine says hello. Pepper and Pine rocked a great live chat. It was, I watched it afterwards, but I really was sad that I missed the live chat because I wanted, just like you come in for me, I just wanted to be there for it. But I did enjoy watching it later. Carrot Juice says she's sewing a weighted blanket. Tanya says she's babysitting and using a cell phone. Will hit and miss comments. That's okay. The Apprentice is hi. Asbury Homestead, howdy. Kitty Homeschool Room has made it. Hi, you guys. Oh, you make my heart feel so good already. So it has been a really challenging year already. We are in this year, and there's nothing, so we went through the holiday season, and then I just missed the first chat of the month or of the year. And then, each week just got easier and easier and easier to just kind of not check in at all. My Dream Homestead said, I went to your page and noticed that you have been gone for a while. I was about to find you on Instagram. Find me on Instagram. I'm much better. I'm not even there as much as I was, but I'm much better there than anywhere else. Alice says, hello. Oh, Tracy's bottle feeding kittens. Kathleen says, hi, Trish, you've been missed. Erica's in the house. Hello. Kitty says, we've been sick since November, losing my mind. Oh, and 16 pounds. Thank you, Kitty. I miss you too. Pepper and Pine says, I'm here watching the pro do her thing. Oh my goodness, you're so sweet. You're so funny. I miss you guys too. I miss you so much. So there wasn't any one thing that happened. It just kind of was like, well, there is one thing that happened, but I don't think that was what was the thing that happened. We did get a goat. And in that goat, I have been milking at 6 a.m. every morning. Creating Essence. Oh my goodness. Can I tell you how much I'm still just like over just creating Essence, making, as much as she's like, oh, I got to go see Trish, just making the time to get me out of my normal to visit. Just even now, like, that was a great 2 hours of my life. That was a highlight of my life. Those 2 hours with her and her family has just been amazing. You like my t-shirt? I got Wonder Woman. So I've been milking a goat at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that kind of sets my day in a whole different pattern, but I wouldn't call it being it. I just feel so pulled in so many ways. And to be honest, when I'm not YouTubing in the world of YouTube, I almost want to say I'm not really investing in me. I hate to say like YouTube's my identity. It's not my identity, but it's like my creative outlet for doing things. And so in a lot of ways, the last, like since October, I've just done more and more kind of checking out on myself than I should be, and not investing in my creative outlets in the ways that I want to be creative. So that's kind of been a problem. So let's see, what does it say? Creating Essence says, it was a pleasure getting to know you and some of your babies. Rosalind says, I'm so busy since having a baby 7 weeks ago. I haven't noticed you've been gone. Take care of that baby. I did a lot of YouTube watching. Goats do go bad all the time. I miss milking, but don't miss being tied to home. We like camping. I feel like we never get out anyway, so it kind of works out okay because my husband's always like, we should do this and we should do that, but we never do anything. So I don't mind at all. Love it. Wonder Woman's my favorite. My little Addie, she's 7. She was like big and everything was like Wonder Woman. And we watched all the old school Wonder Woman. We watched, like the Me TV of Wonder Woman. Kitty says a part of what you love. I get it. I'm terrible at doing things for me. A creative outlet for a creative mind is enormous self-care. It really is self-care because like, as much as it was like an initial, like, okay, I'll go log in and I need to check in, and then I'm setting everything up and I realized I don't have the good camera. I was like sending my husband to go get the good camera, my son to go get the good camera. And I'm just like, what, and it was like, oh, now that I'm plugged in, I'm like, oh yeah, there's no hurdle to get back in here. There's not a big deal at all. Do you feel more present in the life when not in line? Yes and no. I feel kind of more present, but at the same time, I feel as though I'm not taking the time to be acknowledgeable of what's going on. Because in many ways, I'm not documenting it. And by videoing and kind of documenting my life as I've been going on for the last couple of years has been huge because I'm actually making more time to maintain it in my mind. Like there's videos I still can almost to a T, like watch them in my head. And yet all I did was make the video and edit it and upload it kind of deal. So in some ways I kind of feel more present, because I'm not distracted, but in other ways I almost feel like I'm more present, but I'm watching a movie on it and I'm not really owning it, if that makes sense. That's where your username comes from. I have to create. I feel broken when I'm not actively creating things in some way. Right. AJ says, are you still homeschooling with ACE? We're loving the 4th grade. Thank you for all your reviews on ACE. We have some of the ACE stuff. We're kind of all over the board. I would hate to even do a video on homeschooling right now because we are just everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that we're a bit eclectic. And I'll show you something in just a moment. Mama Schmoves is in the house. Teacher Geek is here. Tanya Meadows says, Trish, you are a person that needs a creative outlet of some sorts. Yes, I do. I definitely do. Glad you're back. Wow, I can tell you've dropped some pounds. Go, girly. Thank you, Creative Minds. Yes, I have. I kind of noticed it the other day. It was in my wrist. Now I'm fixing to start Shark Week. So I'm about 3 pounds up. And so I know when I weigh in, I'm going to be high, but the next week I'll be back down. Kitty says, yes, it is self-care. I'm planning on lots of good self-care activities for myself. I'm considering night art classes. I'm actually having a surgery I've put off for 10 years and I'm exercising. Great. Tanya says, makes sense. Michelle says, I'm glad you're back. I have missed your chats on Tuesdays and your so longs on Thursdays. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a so long out on Thursday, but we will get back into it. And it's probably going to have to be after the fair because the fair is owning us as 4-H, as a 4-H family with market animals. The fair is absolutely owning us. Odette says, I'm using AC for pre-K, 2, 3, and 5th. Loving it for 5 years going. Blessing all. Love the videos. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming back. I've needed some homeschool mom uplift. He won't let me put him down ever. I'm sitting in the chair with my feet up, letting him sleep on me. Listening to you is entertaining. You are looking good. Thank you. Did y'all move? I was waiting for that. No. I think we have all the mold issues out of the mold house. And because of the fact that I know this sounds awful, but I constantly have to go to the bathroom. And then I don't think I've spoken to y'all. I've had a lot of hard issues about transitioning. Like I've been really dealing with a lot of ADHD, mind brainstorming, discovering, self-discovery on just some of the issues we're having on focusing. Is when the transition from one thing to the next thing is such a distraction, it becomes the new thing you focus on and you can't focus into what you need to focus. And some of that was happening with the homeschool house and the homeschool, whatever, the building, the schoolhouse. And so I kind of just had enough. I just had enough and I had to clear a spot out, and this is the old house. I'm fixing to show you what the old house looks like because it is a bomb. If we want to do some work in here, I got some serious bigger issues. Wait. Hold on. Let me catch up. Compass Rose says, we're not eclectic, have been forever. Oh, we're a lot eclectic. I use what works for us, which means picking curriculum from different sources. Rosalind says, yay, no mold. Kitty says, did you buy my father's world for next year? I'm all over the place these days. We've been so sick and we're not done a heavy semester. No, I haven't bought anything. Kind of, sort of, haven't bought anything for next year. We'll talk about that. I have a lot of decisions I'm dealing with. FYI, bring out yogurt bites using around toddlers is like shark and blood in the water. I'm being swarmed. That is so funny. So did you get a cleaner to get the mold out of the house? No, no, I had a girlfriend that knew how to do it, and we think we found it was one spot. So we'll find out. Okay. Here's the house. You ready? Do you not see just all the stuff? I know, just the boxes. So how we live in a 700 square foot house is the fact that I got this building here full of stuff, and this is just one room. And so I just kind of caved and carved out some space to set up here. So one of the things, we'll talk a little bit about schooling. Well, let me say this. I needed a kind of self-care outlet, and I kind of talked about this for a little bit. And my self-care outlet, especially after 2 months dealing with the food intolerances with my daughter, caused me to put a lot of weight because I was eating like her. But and a lot of the way she eats is not keto, but it's very keto, high fat kind of oriented. Makes me so fat. I don't get it. There's all these people like, I do keto and I'm awesome. And I'm just like, it doesn't work for me for nothing. It doesn't work. And so I know that. And I just kind of had enough and I kind of needed something. And to be honest, I wasn't in the mood to do Weight Watchers. Ooh. And that's my alarm to remember that it's time to milk. So now you guys are really going to get like a whole impromptu Trish, because I got to call the house and get my girl to go milk. Hold on a second. So when I call the house, it means, hey, it's your mama. I need you to get Katie and tell her it's time to milk. Go tell Katie it's time to milk. Go tell your sister to milk the goat. All I was getting was, what? What? It's really hard to hear. But we actually have it set up so even though I have like 3 buildings, the phone rings in all 3. So I can just call the house phone and somebody's gonna pick up. Um, Lindsay said I made it. Tanya says that was me in August rehouse, knowing how it is. Green Gable said, I'm in the same way. I thought it was just me packing on pounds with a high fat, low carb. No, I totally pack on pounds. And I wasn't motivated to go to Weight Watchers. And then it was the week they rolled out freestyle. And just the changes in freestyle made me kind of like, oh, I'm kind of excited. Not really. I'm not even like I'm excited to do it. I was just like, I could be interested enough to do this. That was kind of more my attitude. They rolled it out on a Monday. I watched the videos Tuesday on the tweaks, and it wasn't like, yes, let's do this. I was just like, yeah, I can attempt it again. Not really wanting to, but I can attempt it. And I knew that I wasn't that eager, if that makes sense. I knew I wasn't that motivated. So I knew I needed to go to meetings. I feel like I got to turn my chair. And look, now my hair fell out. So now I'm going to go nuts because I can only find one bobby pin. One bobby pin. It's not doing too bad, but I just can't stand it touching my face. So I did it and I went to meetings. And that has been the most helpful. And in many ways, like investing in myself has been going to Weight Watcher meetings. Not really for the Weight Watchers aspect, not for the I need to lose weight. I'm kind of seriously just going to Weight Watchers to one, to lose weight, but I'm going to the meetings for that adult interaction. I'm not going to lie. The adult interaction is really kind of my big thing. And everybody's mostly older than me because, I'm a stay-at-home mom and everybody's at work. That's like my age. So Michelle says, I just joined Weight Watchers this week. I'm using this week to gradually figure it out. I did it years ago and it's so different this time around. Yes, it's much different, but I feel like over the last, is she going to milk the goat? Yeah. Will you go let her, she's in her bed. Will you go make sure she's up? I know he did. I got to catch this up. Gradually figuring out. Yes, it's much different. I feel like it's the best program they've come out with yet. Jessica says, I just joined Weight Watchers too and am excited to try out the freestyle program. Awesome. Teacher Geek says, my husband and I are going to work on this together. We have decided to do a paleo keto-based diet plan together. The one thing I'm worried about is that I don't gain weight from too much protein. I haven't run into, like, the protein has been a huge help for me because it keeps me full. So if you haven't already, go to Facebook, find Just So Trish on Facebook, because I've been kind of hopping on, even though I have not been here, I have been hopping on and doing some really big impromptu cooking videos for Weight Watcher, doing my Weight Watcher food cooking videos. And that has been, I got to show that one because it held that one for review. So I've been kind of doing little videos and little food ideas there. I mean, it's just something, I'm trying to stay connected socially as I could. I got to do my, you know how it is. So, I just filmed my Wellness Wednesday and my topic was stay in your lane because that's what I need to hear. Do you mean stay in your lane? Like just do what works. Do what works for you. If keto is something your body responds for, do it. If you're doing it and it's just like you're flopping in the wind because it ain't happening, then find what works. And, it's always been Weight Watchers for me. It's a good medium. I'm not even eating a really high carb lifestyle, but I naturally do that when I'm being attentive on the Weight Watchers program. I have a hard time working myself up to start a diet. Once I start, I do really well as long as I'm regimented. If I cheat once, it's over. Crystal, that's been a huge part with Weight Watchers here lately because it's the freestyle. And the freestyle makes it so that I don't have to be so regimented. Because you know me, I get kind of legalistic in things. And, it's all legalistic or nothing. And so it's been a huge thing where I don't have to track the freestyle 0 point stuff, and I don't have to measure it. And what it's caused me to do is I build my meals. Are you okay? Thanks, babe. She's tired. I don't have to build my meals around the 0 points, and then I kind of flavor it with stuff. Now, there's some stuff that if you have a little more would become a point, and I just don't worry about that. I just don't. And it's working out, and it's kind of moving me in a direction that I don't want to say mindless. I'm 6 weeks in, but I don't have to think so hard about what I'm going to eat, nor do I have to worry if I didn't track that. So this is my first round doing Weight Watchers that I didn't have an all or nothing. So if I had like a day, I would just stop tracking for the day and then be like, I can start again tomorrow. And I would just squash the whole day out. But this round, it's different. It's just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to track that whether I do it, I'm just going to do my best. And so it's not about perfection. It's been about progress. And that has been a huge game changer for me with Weight Watchers this round. I really like this new program. I missed a few. So Weight Watcher Jen says, I'm on Weight Watchers. I tried THM, and that is how I found you a couple years ago. Glad you're doing freestyle again. Yes. Cookie Crumb is in the house. Michelle says, I really packed on the weight after my shoulder surgery. I just got lazy, and after I was limited to what I could do living on the farm life, I've gotten used to not doing structural exercise. I have not exercised yet. It's been really bad. You want the time where I'm at? It's 4 o'clock. We milk the goat at 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. That's kind of, we're maintaining the schedule she came from, kind of give or take a little bit. And so that's why we milk her when we do. I should have walked and tried to keep the weight off, but it just felt like a rut. I completely understand. That might work for me. I've always recorded every calorie in the past, and it's so tedious. And that's what I would do. It'd be so tedious, and then it was like all or nothing, and then I felt like I failed. And it's just so nice. Like today, my salad was just this huge thing of greens with cilantro. I don't have to count the chicken. I heat the chicken up because it's already cooked. I add salsa, and I use Rotel, a can of Rotel. Non-fat Greek yogurt, no flavor, 0 points. And so I put that in instead of sour cream. And I found if I add like a little bit of lemon juice, it changes it to be a little bit more tart than sweet. So for me, it's passing as a sour cream. And then I'm adding, what did I add? Chicken. And I added some feta. But in the end, when I got to where I wanted it to be, I was like, I didn't even need the feta. I could have had a 0 point salad. But I used the sauce from the Rotel, and between the yogurt is what kind of made my dressing, per se, my dressing. But it was nice because I'm not measuring things. I'm just being able to throw it in. In the morning, I tend to have egg in a hole, slice of bread with a hole, and then you put the egg in and cook it. I have that, and I use a light wheat bread. That's 1 point. I use Pam, cut the hole, use Pam, put it in. I put 2 eggs in there. Cook that, flip it over, and then I add 2 more eggs. I ate 4 eggs in the morning, but when I eat 4 eggs in the morning, it can get me till noon easily without having things. Kitty says, has anyone had to deal with excess skin after weight loss? I am having a little bit right now, but I think it's just because I lost 15 pounds in 6 weeks. But I'm bloated for Shark Week, so like overnight it's gone. But I think it'll just catch up for me, but it's not a lot. But I haven't. So anyways, I went on Weight Watchers to just kind of take care of me and give myself some adult time. So that's one of the things I had. But one of our things has been with my daughter and her food intolerances has kind of been exhausting. And today was a hard day. She's running into appetite fatigue. So for those that don't know, if you go back through my Instagram, you'll see we're getting ready to take another picture for this month. I've been taking monthly pictures of her. And the inflammation has gone. She hasn't lost any weight, but the inflammation is gone. And we've been kind of through this thing. And I mean, eventually I'm going to have to do a nice big video about our food intolerances or her food intolerances. And we found the list is huge. The list is just huge. she's intolerant to barley, wheat, oatmeal, rice, corn, potatoes, beans, chicken eggs, lactose, fructose, what else? Cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts. I'm starting to wonder about shade, and it's been rough. I mean, and we did an allergy test. She's not food allergy to anything. It's just intolerances that we've been dealing with. She had one day where she kind of broke into, so we've realized she was lactose intolerant. So, we're told get a, did you take her to her allergist or a GI? I took her to an allergist. I'm kind of dragging on going to a GI because I'm not really sure. We weren't given good recommendations about like that they're gonna, in our area, they know what they're talking about. I've been working with everything just like popped out of my brain. You know who she is, Road to the Farm, Melanie from Road to the Farm. I talked to her a lot. Creating Essences, don't let anyone talk you into It Works products. A good quality twice a day collagen like Zinc will do wonders. Slow progress, but true progress and good for you. All right, I need to write that down. Zinc daily collagen. And so she eats, we ended up working with, I have there's actually a hatchery in our area, and right now duck eggs are not big to be hatched. So she's giving us her leftover duck eggs, and she gave her half a dozen turkey eggs, which went really, really well. So she can eat those, but she can't eat the chicken eggs. And I just had somebody bless us with their entire deer. They had a deer sitting at the butcher's that they had, grass fed. And so he let me go and pick up his deer. I just paid the butcher fees and he let us have the deer. So we're making those progresses, but today she's sick to her stomach. She hasn't really gone in and really she hasn't really gone into the food she can't eat, and yet she's having some issues today. And one of the things that happened, so we were told that we could go lactose, get the goat milk because it's better. So we got the whole goat, right? The goat milk is absolutely phenomenal, but she can't have a lot. As in, she can have maybe half a cup every 2 days. And that's been hard because she's going to be so blessed. We are going to just have to because, she's helping us take care of the goat. It's her goat, but yet she can't really partake of it. And it's just been so frustrating and so exhausting. And so I cook 3 meals because, the first month of it, I just cooked everything her style. And it was so expensive for all 8 of us to eat that way. And so fattening. And then, I started changing everybody over, but I'm cooking like 3 different styles of food. So tonight I'm actually cooking peas and sausage. And then everybody else will have theirs with rice. And, and I'll try and we'll have a big salad or something like that. So that's what that's what I get kind of in. I'm just like, I am so tired. I'm so tired. Just buying lactate and almond milk, but then I wonder what it really in it. Right. And the other part too is she's so sick and tired of almond milk. She's so tired of almond milk. So we've been working through it and we're trying to find the way. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie, I just kind of want it to be over. I just want this journey to be over for her, because the thing is that she'll get there and she'll heal and she'll be back to almost normal. Right. And I just want it to be today. I want it to be done. I want to be over this. I want her just to be better and to not be so miserable. And she's not. She just has days that she has flare-ups. But I think we need to add the collagen. Because I've also been talking to Meg from Creating Essence, because they had their whole food intolerance issue. And it was just like, wow. So Iron Mountain Academy is here, Marie. And she says the first time she's been here for a live chat. Yay! And she misses my homeschool videos. Thanks. I need to do some, I don't know. I'll tell you that. You're such a good mama. Thank you. Yesterday, my daughter decided to just start skipping meals, which is making me even more concerned. Oh, no. So she skips a lot of meals and she eats a lot of fruit, because even though she can't have the high fructose corn syrup and she can't have the added dextrose and she can't have MSG and she can't, all those things. And it's just like, what's left to eat? We do make like donuts, and we make donuts, brownies, and waffles. I've got like these 3 main things I can make her. And so it's getting hard. So let's talk homeschool. Let's talk homeschool in the present and homeschool in the future. So what does our homeschool look like right now? A lot of 4-H, a lot of 4-H, which I said is normal. But I needed to keep things a little simpler. You're ready. The big nasty book came back. It's not bad. It's not horrible. It does the job, and it does the job actually pretty well. And it's a really inexpensive curriculum. I mean, I think this thing runs $20. So this is the complete curriculum by Harcourt, and it has reading, math, spelling, language arts, writing, and test prep. So I kind of make like a little chart, and I fill in what pages they need to do. The answers are in the back. They have a really good, I mean, they're explained out. It's really colorful. They have good explanations. It's not ACE, it's not, but it's $20. $20 on Amazon, right? So it doesn't go up to 7th grade. It only goes up to 6th grade. So I have my 2nd grader doing the 2nd grade book, my 4th grader doing the 4th grade book, my 6th grader doing the 5th grade book, and my 7th grade doing the 6th grade book. Let's see. Wait, Creating Essences. We've been on the healing journey for 4 years. I had to stop thinking of it as a temporary. I'd go mad if I kept waiting for the end. I know. Green Gable says, don't make me cry. This is my last semester of homeschool. The clock is ticking for my youngest to leave for college. Tracy said her kids are doing that. I've done it before. I have a hard time sticking to things. Imagine that. And, I'm doing it mostly because in any way, if I just let things go, we would be so unschooling right now. It's not funny. So my way of thinking is we're just working. This is just keeping us, grounded. And we're making sure we're getting through some basic concepts. And we're, for my 6th and 7th graders, we're just going through to make sure that we are fortifying skills we should have learned, making sure we got up on them, So I like doing that. How is the Rod and Staff coloring going? Are you planning on using it? I'm realizing it's a lost hope because there's not enough white space for my ADHD kids. And even the coloring is just doing it really hard. I'm, spending the time coloring. It makes it a little bit easier, but if I had no money next year, probably I could make that work, but I don't know. Doing keyword. You are doing your best of all across the board. Perfect doesn't exist, right? Doing. Marie says, we have to do different things for each child. They are on different levels, right? Same here. I keep changing, but my first year. I just had have a hard time finding time to prep for school for the week. I need a day I meal plan and school plan and stick to that day. So I'm kind of running into, I just feel like we have everything everywhere, and that just makes things exhausted. Oh, I'm going to do this. But while y'all are here, if you're enjoying Mama Chat, give me a thumbs up. If you're not enjoying Mama Chat, but you're still here, just give me a thumbs up anyways. I'd really appreciate that. Just had to put that out there. So Zaina the Great, I haven't seen you in forever. Well, because I haven't been here. Have any of you done the Iowa testing? I have a 4th grader and the homeschool group is offering to administer it. I haven't done that one. I've done the California Achievement Test. In fact, we need to do it. Does anyone know if it is possible to do unschooling and structured curriculum mix for high school? I have no idea. So I'm using this, and as much as I want to leave worksheets, it's hard to leave worksheets. It's just, when I ask them to do stuff that is not on paper and writing, they're not doing it. And I have to hold their hand and I have to chase them down. And that is really just been really hard for me. Lindsay says, I really find that my lessons get into a rut this time of year, and I don't hate routine, but I don't ever follow routine. And I love planning, but I never stick to a plan. Welcome to the world of an ADHD mom. No, probably not. That could be all moms. I have that same tendency. The hard part, and it's been kind of hard because I had somebody that just came over to stop by and visit and start getting super critical of us in the house and whatever. And I was just kind of and I mean, I was like, hey, we're coping. We've had a really hard year. We're still in transition. We don't have the ability to function well. Congratulations to think you can do it better, but yet you have more space and you don't, and it's just you. And there's 8 of us. And that's just it. We've been coping for the last year, going on a year and a half. We are only supposed to be living tiny for a few months, and we're quickly approaching the 1-year mark. I'm trying not to have expectations outside of my capacity, nor allow the influence of other people's expectations that don't give a flying rat's butt about the situation, kind of deal. I have kids who love structure, but I'm terrible at maintaining it. Rock on, kitty. That's me. No, that's not completely me, but it's just really hard. Everything always feels so fluid in my life right now. 6 times blessed is in the house. Lindsay says, I was misdiagnosed ADHD about 10 years back, but didn't realize it was until last year. So did they not diagnose you as ADHD, or they told you were, but you weren't? I was just wondering. I have ADHD and I was diagnosed before it was heard of such a thing 50 years ago. My son has it, but it's made him super focused, great career-wise. Well, and that's just the thing. It's just our brains run differently. Metric versus English units. Here's going to be my analogy for the day. Conventional minds come in 2 speeds, metric or English, right? ADHD, we can run off both. Yeah, we're special that way, but it doesn't mean we can always work with you or the other all the time, every time. But we can marry the both and make both happen because we work that way. And I think that comes down to it. It's just a different way of thinking. And typically, we're able to take on mountains when most people can't. And as I'm still processing this constant transition, I'm doing really well. I don't give myself credit for it, but I'm doing really well. It's just exhausting. Tanya says, people who have lack of control in their own lives try to control other people's lives. Probably what happened with that person who visited. I think some people are natural fixers and hand out all kinds of advice meaning well, but end up not helping at all. I think some people are busy talking about how they would do it, and they're forgetting that everybody they're talking to, how they should be doing it this one way. Watch them not do that. They told me I was ADHD because I have most of the symptoms, but it's really just my personality traits, not true ADHD. Okay. Tracy says, I have one kid to like structure and the other that likes unschooling. So hard to figure all this out. ADHD has meant very many positives for my family, not negative things, just is. That's with us too. I mean, it makes me realize how we got to go about things. And it's so nice to no longer try to be fitting in a conventional mindset instead of being who we are and making that work. My 19-year-old was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism almost 2 years ago. And after the diagnosis, it explained a lot about her inability to concentrate and learn. So going into this year, I'm finishing this year. We have so much 4-H going on till the end of the year. I'm not even worried about it. I just want to make sure that they're progressing in math and reading and writing. And to help that along, I went ahead. My second grader is still doing Explode the Code that we do through Homeschool Buyers Co-op. And I noticed that the fluency of my sixth grader dropped and the fluency of my fourth grader dropped. So I just put them back into Explode the Code. And of course, they have to start from the beginning and work their way through the 8th book. And I told them at this point from here on out, I will just renew their subscription until they get this done, until they graduate out of book 8 with Explode the Code. But I like it because, you know, they have that constant feedback, that immediate feedback that they're, whether they're getting it right or they're getting it wrong kind of deal. So what does our next year look like? I got no idea. So I like My Father's World. I've been watching the My Father World videos from Vix the mom. She has been awesome. I'll tell you what, she knows her stuff and she's so inspiring. And I've spent some time talking to her about it because I like that feel of the Charlotte Mason. And I like the aspect that like next year I could be on like just, you know, kindergarten and like probably creation to reformation to something else. And I really like that. And I like the idea that it's more relationship because I feel like we need kind of more of that discussion dialogue style. Creative Mind says, I suspect something with my son, not sure if it's true ADD or food causing behavior issues or just bad case of don't want us. Yeah, check it out. Tanya says, I'm having a huge problem with allowing Danielle to do independent work that doesn't get done even with a timer. Wonder Woman. Hey, Shalise. Oh, I have to see those. Fix the Mom. Vix, V-I-X, the mom. I think it's V-I-X, the mom. I bought first grade in ECC for next year. Oh, nice. Nice. I think I would do Rome to Reformation and kindergarten next year, but I don't know. And I really like, because I just found out Christian Light Education just came out with K1. So they have like, do the ABCs with rod and staff, which I love their like coloring and kind of basics. And then they have K2 that's done by CLE. Well, CLE came out with K1 this year. And I really like that. VIX, let me pull her up. Have y'all caught up with Hip Homeschooling? Hip Homeschool. I think it is. Yeah, it's Vix the mom. She just did one. She'll be on here and she'll be like, oh my goodness, I had shout outs and didn't even know it. She just did one on the word mastery by Little Seedling Press. I'll copy it because I'm right here. There it is. Vix the mom. The Vix the mom. I think it's the Vix the mom kind of deal. All right, so let me go back here. So she had one WordPress and I went through that and I really like that one too. And I'm like, oh man. Yeah, so Hip Homeschooling just changed her name to Homeschool On. And I'm going to tell you, I really like, I'm like, yeah. Homeschool On is her new one. And anyway, so she just did a review, and I went over and checked it out. I didn't watch the review. I just went and checked out the one from Little Seedlings Press, and I was just like, yeah, that's nice. And if you go on there, she has a code for a discount. Got to get my girls to dance. Y'all have a good rest of the chat. Catch you on the replay. Bye, Lindsay. Carrie says, I have pretty much unschooled my kids up until now. We are doing a combination of using Monarch to fill in the blanks and unschooling. Outside of the structure, they get to explore other interests. My first time on a live show. Thank you, more. So I've looked at My Father's World. I'm also, in fact, tonight I'm going to a classical conversations meeting. Did I say I was never going to do that? All right, so here's, yeah, Sodbuster. My Father's World is really, really affordable. Like, I could get everything I think I need for all of the kids, for all 5 kids, because I'll have 5 kids in school next year, for less than 1 kid with BJU. Yeah. So it is definitely affordable. Okay, classical conversations. They're talking about bringing a community out here to our area, and I've been talking to them about it, and I'm going to tell you, Kitty's like, no, don't do it. You're too much like me to go that way. Here's what I'm at, though. Here's like where I'm at with it. I think it's more relaxing than you think, than I thought. And I feel like the biggest thing I'm missing out, every curriculum I've tried is perfect in its own way and yet never works for me. And I think some of the reasons it doesn't work for me is it's missing one staple. I need help. I need a tutor. And the idea that going in and plugging in for the day will let us hold us accountable to stay caught up is sounding really, really good. My kids want the socialization. I can't pull the socialization. And I look so tired, don't I? I look so tired. Dun, dun, dun. Listen to you. Anyways, so, and I'm actually going tonight to go look at and learn about the challenge program. I've showed the challenge program to Katie, and she instantly was so excited about it. And she really likes the aspect of what they're going to be doing and all the interaction. It's a drop off. I can drop her off the whole 9 yards. So I'm looking into that for next year. I know, talk about, okay, listen, there's 3 things I'm looking at. You want to talk about all over the place. My Father's World, which is so different from classical conversations. Okay, are you ready? Or public school. You just heard that correctly. Or public school. Mama is burnt out. And I don't know if it's just burnt out from the whole transition for the last year and a half or what. The youngest one is going to need speech therapy. And I've been trying to plug into private speech therapy places for those without going through the school system, and it doesn't seem to work. And I might have to take him there because of that. My 4th grader is really pushing to go to school, to have that experience, to be in that group. And she wants to go. My 6th grader, he wants to go to middle school. And so I am dealing with that. And so in many ways, I'm like, maybe classical conversations would be a good middle of the road for them. Now, I know Kitty just said, she said, personal experience, trauma. They were very structured. You will hear a lot of, Cece doesn't do it that way. You can't do it that way. Baloney. No. Because I've been talking to some groups. Here's the thing. Cece has done, baloney, like that's what I'm going to tell the people if they try to tell me that. And the reason is, CC has done a lot of research, and they've done a lot to really come up with something that's good. And I mean, I've read The Well-Trained Mind, and I believe in that, but I have a hard time instituting that. And so I believe that if I'm paying that much money to CC, I'm going to take it home and tweak it any way I see fit. And we're going to come participate kind of deal. So I like that. Anyway, so I kind of feel that way. I don't feel like and the groups around here don't seem to be so perfect minded. I cannot be with perfect people. I'm just not perfect enough. We've been sticking with ACE this year. My kids are both in lower levels. I'm not sure how that will work as they get near graduation, especially for my son. If you don't actually, I don't know, if you don't go through their schooling thing, I think you're fine. What year, My Father's World, are you thinking of doing? I think Rome to Reformation in kindergarten. Kitty's schoolroom. If you do My Father's World, you can join a synergy group. That's once a week. But is there one here? Is there a My Father's World synergy group? How do you find those people? Because nothing. What is pulling me about My Father's World? Okay. What is pulling me about it is whatever Meg says no, not Meg, it's Vic's mom said his name. The guy who started it, if you find some of his videos, they're phenomenal. And he just talks about the genuality about you're a mom, your wife, you have to take care of the house, you have to take care of the babies, and schooling should be short little segments and be done. And you can get a lot done without having to be, you know what I mean? And I really like that approach about it. That pulls me in. The reading isn't heavy like Sunlight or Bookshark, but it has some reading in it and some independent reading, and it's kind of more of a relationship-based curriculum. You know, Crystal's so funny. Anything but that. Are you talking CC, unschooling, or public schooling all in the same time? You need a hug, Mama. I probably need a serious hug. Well, and that's the thing that like I'm at is like, I don't think there's one right way to homeschool. I think all the ways are great. You just got to pick one and stick to one. And, you know, there's so many ways of going out. And that's what I love about homeschooling. You know, we're sold this image of cookie cutter style teaching through the public school system. And I just think that's a fraud. We all learn so differently. I learned so much without being in a classroom in high school that when I was in the classroom, I didn't learn much. And it had me really aggravated. Zaina says, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a year break and doing public school. It might be good for everyone. And I agree. And it might really be what one or two of my kids need. They might excel in that environment that they don't get at home. No, CC is not the middle of the road, so it's so overwhelming. Have seen so many quit homeschooling altogether because of burnout. Well, and you know, here's my thing. I'm really comfortable for the kids that go to foundations to just hear the things on the CD every day for 20 minutes and never touch it again. Does that make me a bad potential CC mom? I mean, would it? Would it? Because I'm kind of like, well, you've seen it. That's good. At the same time, I wouldn't mind just getting the CDs and playing the CDs and teaching my kids the songs without having to be in a group environment. But a lot of the stuff is that they sing and they play. I think I'm learning more. I don't know. I haven't made this choice yet. Esther says, my two kids went to public school because it was best for mine and my son's ADHD. He's now 34. Teachers had a lot more patience when he went through school. I spent quality time on his homework. Right. Creating Essence says, every CC community I know across several states are perfect-minded and will ask you to leave if you don't comply. You think so? The group, we had one that the like district person was that way. And in spite of it, these like CC communities opened up and like pushed her away and they like guard themselves. It's really kind of neat. And they're like, this is great stuff to take the example of, but we need to do what works for us as a community, not going out in different avenues, but what does for us. And there you go. So, so I've had a lot of good interactions with that. Check online, there are groups and you can get a book about it. Okay, that's about the synergy. Was rested enough? I've heard great things about My Father's World, so have I. I can lend you My Father's World. I do anything to not see you overwhelmed by CC, dear. Email me if you want to borrow my stuff. Hugs. Oh, thank you. I will not borrow your stuff because I'm irresponsible with my things. I need the unstrings attached. Borrowing, that you're never going to get it back. I'm in the second week of homeschooling so far. It's so good. I hope, glad you are okay and you are back. Missing seeing you. Thank you, Flavina. So there's a Charlotte Mason aspect, short lessons and science of relationships. Right. I lost you. Yes, My Father's World is not sunlight light, but I think it's sunlight doable. Sunlight gentle, sunlight a little more relaxing, and think about God. Just my opinion. Nice. Hugs. I'm getting hugs. I know CC really works for some. For us, it was a disaster. That's what scares me, is that I'm going to do at least 2 days of shadowing a community and feel that vibe from them. And I'm going to go to their meetings and I'm going to learn more and just see what happens. But I'm tired. And, I'm not going to lie. I even thought about doing a job. I literally, what has crossed my mind has been, I'm going to go put my kids in school and I'm going to go get a 40-hour-a-week job. And I'm going to use my beautiful degrees that I spent all this time with, and I'm going to go put myself back out there to the world. And I spent about a week or two really just talking to God and talking to myself about what that really looks like. That's just not realistic. It is not my time for that. It might be my time for that in about 10 years, but it's not my time for that. And it may, and it's just like kind of slowly coming back, like just reevaluating everything. I love the idea of CC, but something about it is a no for me. Can't put my finger on it. The cost is probable for us, though. Yes, I'm kind of with you. Does anyone watch The Organized Mom? She does CC. Joy from Joy Filled Journey also does CC. And both ladies are beautiful souls, and that is what I would want if I did CC. Yes, and I've talked to Joy. Joy and I got on the phone and spent some time talking about it because I really just wanted, like you go to the meetings and it's kind of invested, like they're kind of invested if you're interested or not, because it's their community that they're growing. And I wanted to talk to somebody, so I talked to Joy, and I just wanted to talk to her because she has no vested interest if I do this or not. So it was so good talking to her, and I really came out of that very positive about it too. I totally understand your fatigue. I wish we were closer so we could have a free spirits co-op, right? We'll let the goat somewhere in there. Seriously, CC is hardcore where I live. I dropped classical education model and it saved my homeschool this year. Nice. That's awesome that you saw that to do it. Have you thought more about your PE? I remember you mentioned it a while ago. My husband mentions it and I just say, no. We were talking about it. I don't know if I want to go back to that avenue of work. I could, but I don't think I want to. There was just not the time for me to study, and there's not even the capacity. I cannot do it until I get a house that fits us, that is in good working condition. Because our other house has not sold yet, so please keep praying. Keep praying. We still have a contract on it. It's just the money stuff hasn't done it. Wishing you the best in regards of what you choose. Thank you. I was told, oh, you can do all this and it's so flexible, etc., etc. But in reality, it was not that way at all. I use CC, but no co-op. We just chose what we wanted to focus on each term and use it as a daily memorization, much more relaxing that way. The Vix, the mom, there she is, you guys. There she is. All right, take the 3 dots. Vix, we were totally talking about you. Go over there to the Vix the mom. So it was the, I kept leaving the first the off. And do the 3 dots and you can add, you can follow her channel. All right, Vix, I'm talking about like things I've been considering for the next coming up year, and they're so drastically different and contrary and contradicting. But I'm tired. I'm so tired. I love it. Creative Mind says, free spirits unite, right? I got it. Your school and a job until your house situation changes. I love your name as for me and my house, homeschool. Public school is not what it used to be. It's more indoctrination than education. Yeah, I'm going to just tell you on that. It sounded so good to let them all go to public school until I began thinking about Common Core math. Actually, until I started thinking about all the stuff that they were going to teach them, but not the stuff they should be teaching them. And I was like, oh man, that's not good. You know, and like one of the things like my son's like, I kind of want a better daily accountability, the good and the beautiful. I have thought about that one. I haven't given it that much. It just like, it feels like work. No, it's not that it feels like work. Virtual co-op would be awesome. It would be awesome. I looked at it and it looks beautiful and it looks, I don't know. I just feel like I need something with more structure. I want to be plugged into more structure. I feel like I'm wallowing in the lack of structure that I just can't. I don't know. Let's see. I don't even have a channel, guys. Oh, and I'm telling everybody to follow you because you're awesome. But don't you have all of those videos saved, Vix, that from the My Father's World? Don't you have them saved in a playlist on there? Okay, so I was telling them about just like our conversation doing My Father's World and how I'm literally next year like, do I want to do My Father's World? Do I want to plug into classical conversations, or do I just want to send my kids to public school? Because this mama's tired. Everybody subscribe to Vix. So Vix, if you start a channel, you could just like poof, overnight. Honestly, you would be doing so much more work if you send them to public school. I know, that really hit home. Think about all the homework and the damage control. I know. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, oh, thanks for the support no matter what I do. Maybe a good charter school or a private school. Were you thinking of this year? There is not a single private school that's worth the money, that's worth driving to without driving an hour. In fact, I have somebody who's driving farther than my husband drives every day to work to take her kid to a good private school. And the ones that are here are just not, I'm not impressed with enough. And the one is the ACE school, which I think would be great. But like, if I sent them to an ACE school, I would want all the extracurricular, and they don't even do that. So I'm just kind of like, why? I choose cheap stuff. I love My Father's World or Good and the Beautiful, and I would do them, but I can't afford them. If I chose a good math curriculum, then I have to do whatever I can for free or cheap. I understand that. Oh, I just lost. Creative Mind says, I totally get that. My saving grace is all 3 kids do the same level. Ooh, nice. Compass says, we're in a crazy situation where we pack up school and go to my husband's office for half a day, and we do more group stuff and co-op at home a couple of afternoons a week. Ooh, that's a nice one. Maybe I'll get brave. Yes, I do have the My Father's World videos. Trish, there's no easy button. I want the easy button because all of life is getting to the point it's not easy. It's getting really hard. And my husband and I got into this, and he's like, you got to rise to the occasion. And I told him it's like a bell curve. Yeah. It's like a bell curve. This is rising to the occasion, and this is more problems, more, more obstacles. And you get to the point that so you can rise to the occasion, and then you get to the point that there's so many obstacles anymore. you actually start doing less and less and less and less and less. And I feel like for the first 6 or 8 months of this whole endeavor, I was rising to the occasion. And then the obstacles kept coming. And I'm just no longer rising to what I once rose to because there's just so much, and it's just that waiting. And yet, I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to come out of it and be like, it didn't scar us. That was so hard. How did that not scar us? It hasn't penalized us. We might actually come out above and beyond than if we actually did something structural. And I feel like that could be a big possibility, but I'm living today in it without knowing when the end is near, right there with the food intolerances. And it's just like, where's the light? I'm looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. Hi, I'm not sure what everyone's talking about. Is it public or home? I'm debating on doing all. And you can skip the projects in public school. I use my father's world and switch to Sunlight because I could reuse everything. Ooh, that's a nice plus. And the 2 hours plus of homework, my father's world could be completed. I know. We'll pray for peace with whatever you choose. Thank you, Claudia. And the other part is just like, I need the peace in my kids' hearts because they feel like they're missing something. And I need that peace with them. I just got out of public school and the bullying we had to put up with. Oh, if I could, I'd stand on your porch and cheer you on if I could. Thank you, Kitty. But I don't even have a porch. Constantinople cat. Your skin and hair look so lovely. Thank you. I always, okay, so when I come there, I'm always like, the old song, Constantinople, I can't sing it, but it's in my head. Trish, my daughter-in-law sews and got a part-time job working at David's Bridal doing seamstress work. She works a few hours a week, mostly Saturdays, Sundays, and evenings. See, my husband, that's the whole thing. Like, the job I was going to get would work evenings and weekends from time to time. That's where the no can do happened. My husband needs me at work at least part days, but the kids need me for school too. So it's a compromise. We're working right now. Cool. And that's what the fact that she goes there part of the day and then comes home. She only works a day here and a day there, though, enough to get a break. I'd build you one. Kitty would build me one. You guys are absolutely amazing. Talk about accountable. What do you feel like your kids need the most? Togetherness, math, reading, or space? Space. What do you say? Yeah. She says space. I'd stand by your goat milking stall and cheer you at 6. But we'd have to do it quietly because she gets really funky. Pepper and Pine says, do you think you could hire a tutor? I tried. I just was like, can I just find, and I've worked to find people and they didn't want to commit, even to be paid. They didn't want to commit to it. And I was just like, sounds like y'all need more community. We go to more social co-ops. It fills that need for outside activity and friendship. They don't exist here. Nobody will commit, but they'll commit to baseball, and we don't do baseball. They'll commit to volleyball, and we don't do volleyball. They commit to football, but we don't do football. We're not sportsy in our own way. My kids had the missing out thought until they were in social situations with public school kids, good kids, talking through their respective situations. Wow. A room of 20 to 30 plus students is the opposite of space. I know. So are the plans to move back into the house and get your space back if the mold is gone? I don't know. I mean, to be honest, we went and picked up some chicks. I mean, I sound like a good old homesteader. I got a goat we milk. I got sheep. I got chickens. Somebody gave us a rabbit. I got some chicks in the house. I got a failing garden. Anyway, we went and picked up some chicks, and I walked into a Palm Harbor mobile home, triple wide, that I've looked at. It was like phenomenal. You wouldn't have known you were in a mobile home, triple wide. And so I went and looked at that. And I kind of told my husband, so here's like my plans. This is like my thinking. He can get the tax returns done. I'm going to go get us pre-approved. And the moment we sign off on our house, I'm signing to get that mobile home moved and to move on that way. But I don't think I'm going to move in here. It's just too small. I mean, that's too small over there, but this is twice the size. It's just, there's a lot of fixing that it has to do. Girl, go get you one. Right? I just need that money. Re-tutoring. What about another mom who wants to socialize her big kids? Don't commit. They don't commit. Nobody will commit. Or they want me to do it all. I found more moms that are like, oh, but Trish can run this for us. And we'll sit back. And I'm like, I'm the one who needs to sit back and relax. So I will tell you, I am so appreciative of the accountability that you guys been reaching, that y'all have been reaching out to me. I needed it to just stay, to bring me back in. I know, because sometimes I'm going to do it. What size is it? Square foot. What I'm in or what's here? What we're in right now is 700. This is 1600. The one I want is 2800. So that's this thing. 2800. Yes, I've invited people over so many times and people don't reciprocate. Well, not only that, I invited like a bunch of people over for an event, and these multi-level marketing homeschool mamas were too busy doing business not to watch their kids tear up my like dilapidated house. I was a little bit like, what? Can you move the trailer and build it onto the house? No. I ain't messing with this. I'm starting over. I can't move that one. That one's over there. I want it done right. I'm so tired of making do. It's just, I mean, now I sound like a whiner. See, now I sound like a whiner. So the reason I haven't made homeschool videos and the reason why I haven't been making too many videos is, one, I don't want to sound like a whiner. A little bit stickler on that one. Two is the fact that I am so up in the air with my possibilities. I don't want to sound like I can't make up my mind, because especially with homeschool kind of being under the radar right now. You know, I'm just figuring out the different ways to go. I feel like when I look at things that my father's world would be a great way to stay in our kind of current mode, but at the same time, I feel like I need to shake it up. When I look at the ability to send my kids to public school, I quickly look at classical conversations and I go, wow, that's a great opportunity. And a much better one than what I'm going to give, than what they're going to get there. So I kind of run through those kind of processes of thinking, and I've yet to decide it. I haven't decided it. And I just don't, you know, and it kind of comes down to, I just don't know. I need to be planted firmly somewhere. And yet everything's, I feel like I'm on a ship being tossed at sea. And yet I don't even know what course I'm going to. Trish, I was wanting to give up, but then I found your channel. The one thing that you would say, that you said that pushed me forward was, don't be a prisoner of your curriculum. Right? Don't be a prisoner of your home either. It isn't. And you know, that's the thing. I don't want to be a prisoner of my curriculum. And I'm not. I let that money just go away. And I still have the BJU, like hoping like we're going to open it back up and start back. Because I'm going to tell you, the worst thing to do, especially as an ADHD mom, is to fall off the track. Because getting back on is some hard stuff. I missed it, just got home. Are you in 1,600 square foot now, or what's wrong with it? No, it has to be fixed. It has like some, I'll show you. I have some serious repairs that we found we needed. Can you see right there, the foundation? See the, I can't put my finger there. See the crack? The whole side of the house slopes down over there. And then I have the holes. And then I want to put like, move the door openings and stuff. It's a lot to do. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to end it and go get my dinner finished for the family. I'm really glad that you guys pulled me back in. I've missed you, and we've got a lot to do. Yeah, we did foundation work last year, miserable. Right, and then the problem is that this has become the catch-all, and everybody's like, well, you need things. I have 4 couches sitting in here, 3 beds, and I'm just like, do I have faith schools in America? We do. We have private Christian schools, but sometimes I feel like they're more about sheltering the children than they are about preparing them to be in the world. And I'm not part of that. My kids are going to be in the world, not of the world, but in the world. And I'm not going to let them walk in there naively. Innocently, yes, but not naive. So that's kind of where I stand on it. But we'll see. We'll see. So I definitely have to let you go. Say a prayer for me. Enjoyed your chat. Glad you're back. Thank you. And I'm going to go finish up dinner, and I'll be praying over y'all when I do that. Yeah, it's been a hard year. But thank you guys so, so much.